Hey, hey, hey! West Coast Wednesdays with a little East Coast edition today. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Girl Chat Sports. Mo and Mel, it's Wednesday. Another busy day out there. A lot of basketball happening right now. We've got a lot of hot topics to get to. If you are joining us now, please feel free to share the link. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We've got a great guest coming on today, pro boxer. She's got a huge fight coming up, so it's late for her on the East Coast. We want to play this little trailer of her and show her in action, and we're going to get her on the show. So stay tuned, hang on, and let's see. Is that you? Okay.
WBC Super Middleweight Champion from Baltimore, Maryland, Franchòn Crews-Dezurn.
Let's get this lady on here. Hey, Franchòn, how are you? Welcome to Girl Chat Sports.
Thank you for having me. I'm okay. I'm here. I'm present.
I know it's probably been a super long day for you. I know you're training hard for the fight coming up, so we appreciate you for taking this time out with us. I know it's late out there in the East Coast, but we definitely wanted to have you on. We want to be able to kind of help you promote for this big fight coming up. We're excited for you. We love all of our women athletes out there as well. So we kind of wanted to hear your story. So, give us a little rundown. We read up a little about you. We're excited to see the fights, but of course, kind of your history. I know for me, I was curious as to how I know there was some notes about you, how you wanted to become a singer when you were young, and next thing you know, you're boxing professionally. How did this happen for you? What got you into boxing?
I literally was in a studio singing, and my friend said you can lose 5 pounds in one day. I was a transplant from Virginia to Baltimore, processing all of that. I gained weight, and I was still young, so that baby fat was on me. And back in those days, you had to be skinny and all of this. So they said you can lose 5 pounds in one day, and I said, show me how. And he took me to a boxing gym, and I just fell in love. Like the first day I sparred, I went there, I sparred, got my lip busted, and I never left the gym.
That's a way to welcome you into boxing, get your lip busted, and keep coming back. I'm a little more thinking like, geez, 5 pounds in a day. Like maybe I need to get my boxing together.
Yeah, you can, but I don't think I was just trying to lose weight, and I got in combat mode. So, yeah.
Wow.
So they moved this fight. This fight was originally going to be earlier, but they moved it to a later date because it didn't want to compete with the Floyd and Logan Paul YouTube kind of situation. Did that change anything as far as your preparation for the fight? Did it give you, was it a blessing? Was it a curse? Are you ready? Or do you feel like, how are you feeling as far as that mode leading up to it?
I can go right now. I'm like really having BFs. I don't know if you know what BFs are. But
yeah,
I'm like,
I know what they are. Yes.
So that's been my move for the past week. I'm getting closer, and we haven't even started cutting weight yet. So when I'm gonna be hangry, but I feel good. When they did move the date back, more time to prepare is good for me, especially coming off of this pandemic where you're trying to work out, get in shape, and work off those pandemic pounds. Mm-hmm. So like you said, it's definitely a blessing, and I just. Whatever's meant to be is going to be, and I'll be ready when my time is available.
Yeah, and this is really monumental because you're holding 2 championship titles, and then you're on a card with another fighter. This is the first time they've ever had a title card on Triller where it's a male champion and a female champion on the same main title card. And that has to be just very historic as a feeling for you and just exciting as well.
Yeah, talking about it makes it real. I think like when people are doing big things or like they don't plan it, you know what I mean? They just do it. And then like the rest of the world sees it. So I feel like once my hand is raised and I have all 4 belts, it will hit me. I'm just like, I don't think, I don't feel, I just work. I'm just training. I want to fight, But just to have the opportunity to have women on an equally big platform as the males is a win for me. I'm a strong advocate for women's boxing, women in sports. So having the opportunity to represent women, Black women, because we are fighting on Juneteenth, and just, to elevate my sport means the world to me. That's why I do it too.
Yeah, that's great because it's so funny how we always go into something we think we're meant for, and then we get a call from above. Our instincts tell us to go another way. And I wanted to just segue real quick because not only are you just this singer, you're a boxer first, and I feel like singing is secondary. But I feel like what's so unique about you too, and I have to give you props on your glasses because this is where I'm leading at. Glasses are fire. You guys are watching. Her glasses are amazing. No, I love those. You also design your outfits for the fight. You also are into fashion. You're also, it's not like you're showing off any type of, if you will, gender role of masculinity traits by being a female boxer, but you're also into fashion and you're still having that, what guys think, oh, she's still feminine and whatever. But yeah, so tell me a little bit about that on the fashion tip. What got you into that? And where's your creativity come from? And where do you get your inspiration? Where do you find it for your outfits?
I've always been weird and like just different. Definitely dance to the beat of my own drum. A lot of my creativity comes from being a creative, I guess. Because I'm into singing, any way to express myself, and I love beautifying. I'll find something on someone else and just want to fix it up. I'm into thrifting and DIY and carpentry too, so
nice.
I have my hands on everything. But it all started like being broke with expensive taste, I guess. Like I couldn't afford some of those things that people spend a lot of money for, but I knew for myself, if you look good, you feel good, you fight good. And I wanted to look the way I felt on the inside, like just a plain black trunks and a sports bra. That's not me. Like, if I can't be a singer when I step in the ring to fight, that's my stage to perform. So I want sequins, I want fringe, I want all of that. So I taught myself how to sew with a $25 sewing machine I got from Craigslist. And the rest is history. My husband let me practice on him, and I look back now and I used to make paper dolls for my mom. Like I used to cut them out, make all these designs. But I think 2016, when I went pro and my mom died 2 weeks later, I think that just forced my creativity and just everything into, faster gear, because I'm like, life is short. And I didn't want to waste anything. I didn't want to waste her sacrifices. So I just applied pressure. And I've been able to dress not only myself and my husband, I've dressed other world champions. I've dressed other up-and-coming male and female boxers. And I've also had the opportunity to be featured in a magazine that I was on the front cover of. So it's like...
That's great. That is really exciting.
So you never know. It's just like, just go with it. I feel like, is it a dandelion or a daffodil? The flowers where you blow and it just flies in the wind.
Oh, the dandelion.
Dandelion.
That's me. And I just go with the flow and I just plant my seeds and just grow.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it too. I just think it's just so awesome. And so you're in Florida right now.
No, I'm in Baltimore right now.
You're in Baltimore, and then you go down. Okay.
All
right. What's going on in Baltimore? What's the buzz about you right now in Baltimore? Are you getting stops? Are you on this tour before you go on to your match? It's
a lot. It's a lot. I try to stay focused because I'm a person of energy, and when you're fighting and you're training, like I'm doing a lot of intense training, so I'm just like trying to keep my peace. because people will drain you. But right now, everybody's lit. I have my team, of course, they're pushing me. Today was one of those push days. I also lost one of my old coaches today.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
I'm
that.
so sorry.
That's like on me, but it's motivation. Like I'm about to go kamikaze for real. So yeah, so I'm just focused. And it's like you do the work in the dark. I don't want to be one of those people that's pumped all up and then go get beat up. So
Right.
I'm just gonna build. And
Mhm.
when I complete my mission, then we turning up. We
I
turning
heard
up.
that.
Yes.
Sounds good.
I'm,
Sounds like a
I'm
party.
just curious. I'm curious where you're going to be able to fit 4 belts, because you got these pictures here, which are phenomenal with the
Oh,
the
yeah.
2 belts. And I'm excited to see what these pictures are going to look like. Beautiful. And with, I mean, do you have you thought about where each belt may go at this point? Like that's a lot of hardware to hold on to.
Well, I have a 72-inch reach, so I have plenty of arm to hold them. But I'm definitely gonna, let my husband hold one, my coaches hold one, and because even though it's a self sport, it's still a team effort. Like those hard moments, I'm pretty sure, like you've heard about my past fight. I'm strong and I could push through, but if I didn't have like my husband and my coaches in my corner, I don't know if I would have fared as well as I did. So my birthday is the same week, so I'm lit for
Okay.
real.
I
I'm
think it's
lit.
going to happen. I think you're honestly going to win this match. No
I already
question.
seen it. I already seen it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I could prophesize it with you. I feel you, sis, on it. With your husband, how is the relationship with that? Has it gotten stronger since you started the boxing? And how was it approaching him, saying that this is the career I want to do? How has the support been for him? I know you mentioned that it's been really good for your team, with your team and him by your side, but how has it been, the ups and downs, just the initial wanting to do this?
Well, he's a pro boxer too, so
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
related.
we're good. We actually used to train in the same gym and didn't know it. So it's like he totally understands. Like he's 12, 2 and 1. And with boxing, it's a lonely sport. Like people don't understand. I've sacrificed my whole adulthood, half of my teenagehood for this. When everybody was out partying or doing these amazing things, I was in the gym or traveling. So having somebody who understands, and then he's considered my training partner. So when I'm at home and I don't feel like doing it, he's up working out. He's like, get your big self up and go running. So I just but aside from boxing, he's just extraordinary, and him and my mom were super tight. So that's the foundation, and we have a spiritual connection. So we just thrive off of that and just build from there. Win, lose, or draw, you take boxing away, that's still my rider.
Yeah, I
Oh,
love
I
it.
love that. That's great. So you have the nickname, the heavy hitting diva.
Yes, I
And
love it.
from what I can tell, which I love, is that you actually used to perform the national anthem before some of your boxing matches.
Yeah. I'm trying to
So
get
like you're
Triller to book
singing
me.
as well as the boxing at the same event, which is, I mean, that's amazing in itself. Like, come on.
I'm trying to get it by any means necessary. I also do commentary for fights, and I'm trying to transition to other arenas. But I mean, I don't want to limit myself. I love like Jamie Foxx and Queen Latifah, Jennifer Lopez, how they're just multifaceted in everything they do. Like, get your bag and express yourself. Why limit
Yeah.
yourself?
Yeah, that's very true.
Oh my God.
So, what advice do you give to any of the young ladies? Have you thought of any kind of mentoring to get other women into boxing, even the teenagers that are growing up in the Baltimore area? Because let's be real, sometimes with Baltimore, you need an outlet. With the school system the way it is, sometimes the crime, and then with the social injustices going on and the temperatures rising. What have you spoken to our youth? Have you said anything to any of the young ladies or males regarding boxing as a good therapeutic outlet?
Yeah, well, I've been in the sport for almost 14 years at an elite level. So when I win, the city wins. I meet the young girls. They reach out to me on social media, even before social media was popping. Like when I was in the gym, I'm working out with the girls and the boys. So my friend also has a nonprofit organization called SAGE, Saving Adolescent Girls Everywhere. So I partner with her from time to time, but I just leave myself accessible, and I let my work speak for itself. You know what I mean? Just showing them rather than telling them, because I also do public speaking. So I would speak at events targeted to the youth, targeted to the community, but sometimes they could take it as you're talking at them, not to them. So when I do what I do and people know I started from the mud, it's like, oh, she's winning. And then like where I live at, Tank Davis is like really popular. So, you know, you have your male and people look up to him, but I'm just who I am. And I try to represent for the ladies too. You can be strong and beautiful.
That's true. That is true.
And now I know that you've been in the elite boxing now for some time, but you had just recently signed with
Golden Boy.
Golden Boy.
Yes, Golden Boy Promotions.
Yeah.
How did that happen for you, and what has that done to change kind of your career right now?
Yeah, so I was self-managed for up to about 6.5 months ago, from amateur, pro. Managed myself to a world title, and I actually fought one of their fighters and beat her for the world title. So I still was, you know, doing my thing. And Bernard Hopkins was a very, very strong advocate for me. If you look at his journey, it's kind of parallel to my self-managed, outspoken, the renegade, and he saw a lot of himself in me. And he went to them and was like, hey, you got to sign this girl. She did beat our girl, and, you know, she's different, you know? And we made it happen at the right time. And I've been able to fight with some cool platforms. I've become a unified world champion. And I'm just, you know, when I get an opportunity, I make the most of it. And I'm grateful, you know, for them taking interest in me.
Very cool.
Now you guys are playing at the Marlins, where the Marlins play their park, at the field there. Is it Lone Depot or Ion Depot Park there? Is this one of the biggest venues that you fought at, or in comparison to other fights that you have? And what kind? Do you know what the crowd expectancy is supposed to be for this?
I don't know. I don't know. I just show up. I mean, I'm guessing because it's the stadium. No, but I went pro in Vegas. I fought on the Andre Ward and Kovalev undercard. I fought at in Carson, the Sports Dignity Center, on Mexican Independence Day against a Mexican fighter. So I fought in some really cool big arenas. Been the co-main event. But I'm excited. I've been to a Triller show, the last one they had, even without having all the having the crowd there. It was still like so energetic. So being in a place that's warm, beautiful, people, they want to have a good time. I think it's going to be lit, and I think I'm gonna thrive from it.
Definitely.
Well, I think, and because Triller shows also have, like, you know, performances, there's live music. Like, it's not just coming to a boxing match. Like, like you said, it's entertainment. It's like a whole show that's put on. They got like a 4-hour show supposedly they're doing.
And Snoop Dogg, doesn't Snoop Dogg like co-own Triller or something like that? Isn't he a part of that?
Yeah, he's one of the hosts. I don't know if he has any investment in it, but yeah,
I think he invested in it. I think I read that, but maybe not.
That's smart. Shoot. Yeah, he was cool. I got to meet him at the last Triller show, and it was like, wow, okay, all right, OG. So he, you know, we had our little issue, but to go from being rivals to him commentating my fight, that's lit.
That's pretty cool.
No, that's quite the amazing accomplishment.
So we do have a question, and speaking of kind of rivals, and I know that there's been some history and possibly you guys have been good. We do have a question from Becker out there in the DMV area. Shout out, Bex. He said, if you're going to see a rematch with Clarissa.
Look, Clarissa's about to go into MMA in about 8 days. We're really supportive of each other. I think in the future, I do what I'm supposed to do and become undisputed, and she's accomplishing her personal goals. Hell yeah. I mean, we've talked about that. Because what we did when we went pro, it's unheard of. And it was so entertaining for 4 fights. And now we've been through some things. She's been undisputed in 2 weight classes. I'm about to be undisputed and made a mark for myself. I think the fans would love to see that, but I think we should get our worth for it. We should get our worth. That's the main thing. She's competitive just like me, and it's no issue. It's just making sure we get our worth for it.
Right.
Yeah.
You both deserve that for sure. But I know that as a fan, that would just seem like such a great time to be able to see both you guys in the ring together, and all the accomplishments because you have. Yeah.
She loves to talk that talk too, and I would just love to see
it would be funny,
the jabs back and forth, all of the excitement leading up to that.
It would be so funny because, like, I'm telling you, we're like Michael and Scottie Pippen or Venus and Serena. And I already know what it is. I'm like, yo, if we fight, I know you're going to talk your stuff and bring your A game. I'm going to talk my stuff. Then we're going to go out to dinner or something. Yeah. But I think the most important thing, especially being 2 women of color at the top of our sport, is that we show respect and we're going to support each other. Like, I've had people try to get me to badmouth. I'm not going to talk bad about her.
Right.
Because for what? I'm winning, she's winning for what? And we need more. So, yeah, down the line, we'll make it happen.
I think
we gotta see that. We gotta see that. That's a non-negotiable as far as it. Do I need to talk to somebody? Whose calls do I need to make? Like,
hey, listen, I'm cool. Look, her management and I are very cool. It's just like she's accomplishing some cool things. This is a thing when it comes to her, right? She's doing her thing, and a lot of people call her for clout, and they don't bring anything to the table. So for me, I'm going to bring something to the table. I'm bringing undisputed belts. I'm bringing my own career, my own name. So I can ask for those kind of numbers, but people just need to bring something to the table when it comes.
Okay.
Facts, yeah.
So with your workout and with your regimen, what are we snacking on? What are we eating? What do I need to know that this fighter, this championship, world champion boxer that we're speaking with, what is your guilty pleasure of your food item? What is it that what do you have? I need to know. Because you're in great shape, regardless. Like, what is the one guilty pleasure thing that you probably can't eat, but eat anyway?
Pancakes. But I put probiotics and flaxseed in it, so I'll be trying to make it healthy. But pancakes, I just had a pancake actually.
And it doesn't matter the time. Like, breakfast is good at any time of the day.
Oh, for sure.
I like that. Where I can eat breakfast any time of the day. Anytime.
I had to eat. I haven't eaten all day, and then with the situation that happened, I was like, I have to eat something so I don't get sick. But I love pancakes. They don't love me though.
I don't think they love anybody.
That's how I know me and Mo were on this. That's how I know me and Mo are on the same wavelength. Because I was really about to ask you, like, once the fight's over with, like, what's going to be the first thing that you're snacking or eat? Because now you're done. We're both foodies. We love food. So.
I eat diamonds and poop glitter. That's what I'm doing. No, Mo's like, what?
What?
That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna buy myself something nice. That's what I want to do. Okay. But I don't know. I just want to win. That's all. I want to win.
And who are we listening to as far as musically wise when we're working out, when we're training and sparring and that? Who's your musical drive? Aside from your amazing voice, what tracks are you listening to? What artists are you listening to?
So I listen to Dawn Richard. I don't know if you know who she is. I listen to Megan Thee Stallion. I get on my ratchet stuff. My husband just put me down with this guy, ESTG.
Oh, okay.
He's pretty cool. Beyonce. But I just be on my ratchet for real. Lil Baby. Mm-hmm. People that can say things I can't say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you also have a great Baltimore house scene too. So your Baltimore house music is fire. I'm a big fan of it.
Can you dance to it?
Yes, I can dance to it. Of course I can. Of course I can.
That's her jam. That's her jam.
That is my stuff. Okay, all day. And that scene is
just the after party here too.
Well, we'll have to do a dance session one time.
Come through.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Rogan be up there like
No,
getting it in.
I'm with my people. It's a totally different vibe of than the EDM scene that you see out here. So we have to do different dance moves for different scenes. So for Baltimore, it's a totally different house beat, totally different groove. So I will definitely be on my A game.
What's your sign, Mo?
What's my song?
What's your sign?
Oh, my sign is Libra. I'm October 10th, baby.
Okay, what's yours?
I'm a Cancer.
Okay, well, my husband's a
Are you
Libra.
Gemini or Cancer?
Gemini.
You Gemini?
Not the phony kind. I'm the one that's super nice, but if you piss me off, I'm crazy.
You're biting it off. I get you. I got you. Now, you said your husband's a Libra?
Yes.
Okay. How is that?
Yes.
That's a very gray kind of thing.
It's so crazy because he, like me, I'm so talkative. He is so quiet and observant. But when he speaks, it's meaningful. Like, he doesn't talk just to talk. And if things aren't balanced, he loses his mind. So he has to be set in his way or all hell breaks loose.
And that's the crazy thing, because that's Libra men. Because Libra women, I talk. Like, we talk, but if things are out of kilter, I do lose my stuff. I do kind of like, I need some kind of something, because you do lose it. But most Libra men that I've encountered, they're very quiet. It is so weird of a yin and yang.
I'm the one, I'm here like a balloon. I'm just everywhere. I'm trying to go into the air. He has to bring me back down because I'm everywhere.
That's a Gemini.
That's another thing too. They're all, I'm all over the map, but it's weird. It's so weird. It's not a compatibility thing for me. I tried that in the dating scene of dating myself. Did not work out.
Man, my guilty pleasure food is pancakes, but Leo men are toxic. I don't know.
I could believe.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't do that. Let's do one more question real quick. Natalie wanted to know, if you're short on time, what's your go-to workout routine like, or a quick workout routine?
I go jogging. I'll go running hard. I'll go hard like for 15 minutes, or try to go 10 up, 10 down at a good pace. And then I feel good because it's a total body workout. So do that. And then I do some sit-ups and some push-ups and I'm good.
Okay. That's great.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. So the fight, June 19th, also Juneteenth, it's in Miami. Triller Fight Club. It's on pay-per-view. We'll post the link on where you can find the pay-per-view for Triller Fight Club in our shows productions. But I know it's late, and I'm sorry, and I thank you so much.
We really appreciate you
coming on with us. Thank you for sharing your energy, you guys. I'm speaking about what I love to do, and like I said, I lost my coach today, so. You know, thank you guys for bringing positive energy in my space.
Absolutely.
Right,
and prayers to the family of your coach, and prayers to you as well.
Thank you.
That's got to be tough. But I got to say, sis, those glasses, those earrings, all of that is fire. You are looking amazing.
Listen, I put the earrings on.
Whatever the situation is, you came to slay and not play. And you look really good. It's a fierce look. I want those glasses. I kind of have some sunglasses similar to that. But now you have inspired me to look for something similar to that.
Yes, I got you. Thank you, ladies. And you have a wonderful night.
You too.
Thank you
so much.
Thank
Best
you
wishes.
so
Bye-bye.
Yes, bye.
Oh, whoops. Oh, there you are.
She gonna kill it, that's for sure. She's ready.
She is. Thank you again so much to Franchòn. I didn't even put this up all the time because I wanted to make sure we were able to talk to her and stuff. But that was just a great, man, it's a great story. It's a great time. So we are in mid-playoffs. We did have some hot topics to discuss. So... I mean,
shout out to everybody in the chat real quick. Thanks, Becker, for tapping in, asking those questions. Natalie, Goose, everyone has chimed in. We really appreciate you guys sharing that experience and chat with us. All right.
Eric and Arlington in there.
Yes,
thank you guys so much. We appreciate it.
Cool.
Yeah, he was up there earlier. Yeah.
Okay.
So Naomi Osaka, she decides, which she has, the right that she wanted to. She goes to the French Open, and she doesn't want to have to deal with the press conferences. After her win on Sunday during round one, she said, "Nah, I'm not going to do it." Got fined $15,000. And then, as if that wasn't bad enough, the Grand Slam tournament there's 4 of them. They all come together. They write a note saying, listen, if you don't participate, you could be subject to suspension from future Grand Slam events. Okay. She's like, I'm leaving. Done. Took a plane, got back to the U.S. yesterday. So there's been a lot of support for her, which I think is amazing. So many athletes have chimed in on just how depression, and even we heard about like LaMarcus Aldridge was dealing with depression after retiring, and we hear about so many athletes and depression. Like, this girl's so young, and to have to be battling with this kind of mental health in the nation's spotlight or the world's spotlight. And what we don't realize here, that I didn't realize either, is that tennis out there across the in Europe and overseas is like how we would probably deal with football here or something. Like, it's
it's
crazy.
It's next to soccer, it's everything.
Yeah. The media there is scrutiny. Like, they are asking crazy questions, and I'm sure you hear the same questions 1,000 times, and then you're like, somebody had mentioned, like, they're trying to psych you out sometimes. They're asking questions that make you doubt yourself. So why would you want to have these conversations? And
well, they did that to Venus Williams when she was 14 years old. The guy asked her, "Oh, you're pretty confident, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, I know I'm going to win this. But are you sure you're going to win this?" And her dad had to step in and say, "Yo, she already answered you once. This is a child. She's already answered you once. We're going to go with that. You're not about to flip this narrative or get into her psyche that she can't do it or place doubt." And I think with Naomi, she's an introvert. She's not extroverted. And she comes from a place where it's probably not good to do those lines of questioning if those are the type of questions being asked, or any type of question. She says she gets anxiety with questions. You can tell in her speech and her delivery, she is very shy. She's very reserved. This is an overwhelming experience for her. She beat Serena Williams. You can't even imagine the type of reality and pressure that is,
and the microscope that gets
and the
put
microscope
on you.
that you're on, and the comments, the tweets, all of that from crazy fans. So it's just a mixture of all those things. And I think if we're going to look at it as a health issue, just like an injury, we need to look at the mental health thing just as that as well. And then, of course, salute her because you know you do what's right for you, for your mentals. You come back when you're ready.
Well, and of course, in typical "oops, I messed up" procedure, of course, after all this happens is when the French Open, the Grand Slam, heads come back and say, "Hey, maybe we're sorry this is happening to you. Maybe we can work on something. Whatever we can do to help you out."
They're only saying that because all these celebrities spoke out.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. In typical fashion,
reason they wouldn't say this any other way if no one spoke on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or made it the serious thing. You know what I mean? And she has to stand her ground. Thank you, Natalie. I'm with her too.
Exactly.
And the mental thing can take you out. It's like a light bulb in your head. Once that light cuts out, you never can come back on sometimes. And if it's a flicker, it's still not yourself 100%. So we just pray for her and hope that, that she can work it out, because the thing of it is that she is gifted. She is talented in this realm of sports, but we need to back off of people, and media needs to do a better job of backing off on asking the same questions over and over again to these same athletes and pressuring them to change just because you want a clout of a story to say, well, I got her to say something different. No, it doesn't work that way. These are human beings.
And also
they have lives, and that's what it is.
Well, and then also when you're dealing with media, like with baseball, basketball, football, you've got a whole team. And so you're pretty much only talking to 1 or 2 people a night, depending on who was, highest points scored or who had the best play or who was struggling, you don't and she is the one person. It's an individual sport. She's the one person every time that has to get talked to after every match. So it's not like she can share that burden with other people. It's all on her. And I don't think that's fair for the tennis players themselves to have to go through that. Like, it's just, it's unfortunate.
She's just not ready for it. And again, it's a thing of personality. You're great at playing, and she would rather probably have it where there were no questions. Let me just go out there and do my thing. But sadly, in the world of sports, it's not set up that way. And we can see that with entertainers. We can see that with other athletes. It killed Princess Diana. Literally, media killed her, trying to track her life and do everything else. It can send people into a tailspin. And so I think what the conversation needs to be, aside from the mental awareness of mental health, is the conversation of when is it too far for media, for paparazzi, for all of these things. I think that needs to be the call out. Like, when is too far, because it's getting a little ridiculous. I think we overstep our bounds sometimes. And I think it's a thing where you have to know a fine line and know when to not cross it. But the intrusiveness
sometimes,
and the line of questioning, I think maybe questions need to be pre-screened before they ask these athletes, and then they choose to see who they want to interview them. It shouldn't be a whole media team. It's like certain people I'll answer questions for, but it's got to be something that needs to be done with media to stop kind of.
And unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen because, that's what they're, and it's unfortunate because I think even we see it when we're out at certain events and the questions that arise, and we see some of the press conferences, and I even look at some people like, wow, you asked that question. I mean, like, I guess, they're trying to get that story. They're trying to get, and I'm just trying to get a question off that I want to know. And it's not so much, prickling and bringing into their livelihood or their personal life. It's more just asking, basic questions. But,
I'm fatigued after doing all they've done on the court. Yeah. The last thing they want to do is answer a whole bunch of questions. I know I wouldn't. That's like me coming home from work and everybody's like, well, how's your day? What'd you sell? What'd you do? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. And we're blessed with the luxury that we don't have to talk about it. And sadly, they do have to talk about it. And you have to just kind of put it in their perspective and not be selfish with the task at hand. Yeah. So
Natalie says people care about mental health for a second and move on unless something tragic happens. Then they act like they care for 2 minutes. Yeah. Mental health is real. It's not quick. It's not real. Fast.
It's always been a stigma within the Black community that we don't need the mental health. And I'm just saying as a message, everybody needs a therapist. Everybody. Mm-hmm. I don't care what you think. You think you're fine. You're not fine. Fine is frustrated, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. You're not fine. You check in with somebody. If you can't talk to your loved ones, and the loved ones are great, but they're always going to be aside. You need an objective. You need someone that's objective, that does not know you, but is on the outside looking in to see what your family doesn't see and all of that connection. So I'm a proponent for it. I've been to it personally. It's helped me. I think that's one of those things that people should do.
Yeah.
So, and it shouldn't be a stigma. It shouldn't be labeled as a stigma to do so. And I think that's the embarrassing part of it is that people label it as, oh, she's crazy. Well, what is crazy?
It doesn't mean you're crazy to go to a therapist or to see somebody because it helps get you through your thoughts. But on that subject, I know we posted in the Girl Chat Sports story, but I wanted to play what Venus had to say when she was getting interviewed at the French Open about it because I stand with her and her comments.
For me personally, how I deal with it was that I know every single person asking me a question can't play as well as I can and never will. So no matter what you say or what you write, you'll never light a candle to me. So that's how I deal with it. For me personally, and
that's a right mindset to have. But again, she had a father that also was telling her that she's the best and telling her that there is no one better than you and promoting her to be better than herself and to not knock the naysayers. Thus, the point when I told you when she was 14 years old and that interview tried to go in her and change about her confidence, tried to doubt her and dismiss her confidence, and her dad stepped in and told her, like, no, she already answered you. She's confident about the match. That's it. So again,
but she also is matured. She is not the little girl that just started.
Right, but she was a child too, getting those same types of twisted questions and changing her narrative. And what makes me more incensed about it is when it's in a space of a Black woman, you want to ask those type of questions. But if it's anybody else, you won't ask those type of questions. And that's what her dad stood for. And knowing that in that mindset and that mind frame helped her to grow and develop and know what the media is all about. And that's an educational thing. And that's just the luck of the draw for her to have that. Naomi does have her dad. She does have her mom. But again, she's a very introverted person. And it's like, she probably does not know how to handle tense situations. She wasn't brought up that way to handle. She's about peace, harmony, all that kind of stuff. So again, it's different things. But when her dad stepped in at the age of 14 and told her what it was, that set the tone. So you already know going forward, I'm not going to put up with this because I know I can beat any of you guys. And it's a great attitude to have. It was a mic drop for the ages, but it is a great attitude to have. But give it up to her dad because her dad set that tone on saying what her worth was and always telling them what their worth was and to not knock the naysayers,
Well, we don't know that Naomi's father or mother haven't told her that, but they obviously
I'm sure they haven't. I'm sure they have. I'm sure they have.
I mean, like, she is still young. Like, she hasn't fully matured to understand what her worth is necessarily. So that's why her struggle is with this mental health issue. Is that I couldn't imagine being under that kind of scrutiny at such a young age. Like, there's no way.
I get it. I totally get it. And again, her personality is that of an introverted person. They are quiet people. They are sheltered people. They are people that are shy. So again, her parents probably tell her all the great things that parents tell you. It's still not enough when you're mental. It's not enough. You know what I mean? And you don't feel that when you're in the presence of cameras and flashes and you just played your mind is running constantly. It's a different experience. That's why I say people are different. And it's not going to be the same as Venus's situation. It's not going to be the same as my situation or yours. It's a totally different thing.
Yeah. I mean, because I don't think I've ever been an introvert. So it's introverts are a different breed, and
they are. And you got to respect it. You got to respect it. Her shyness shows when she's speaking. Her head is down. The body language is all there. Quiet, low monotone. That's the personality. Yeah, I know. Understand it, and empathize with it, and maybe change your way of questioning to that space, because not everybody is the same. There's no comparisons.
I mean, that's the thing, is that media could probably be talking toward a very different, tone, and she might even be more willing to accept that and be able to deal with that.
You just have to.
A lot of these media guys are like, right away in your face.
You just have to. You have to change your approach with everybody. Not everybody is the same. No one's going to handle your line of questioning the same.
Yeah.
So change your tone on it.
So there's a lot of Pauls in the news. You got Logan Paul, Jake Paul. Logan Paul and Mayweather is this Saturday in Miami. I posted a link in our group because there's no official judges. There's no announced winner or loser. You can KO, you can knock out. But other than that, it just seems like what's the point? Just
who
try to
wants
get
to watch this? I mean, it's stupid. Like, what is the point of watching this? What is the point of even being entertained by this? It makes no sense.
I don't get it. Like, I don't understand.
I don't get it either.
And then it's not even, I think, officially, I forgot with the boxing regulations there, because of the size differential, they're not even having it an official as far as that goes. And I don't know. Like, how much money are they getting?
To me. I don't
know. It's amazing.
Well,
then we got Tyron Woodley that's finally signed on to fight the brother, Jake Paul, August 28th. Here we go again. So Tyron Woodley is coming out. He's talking smack. He's like, they got me to come here and basically take this guy out so that he's no longer, these YouTubers aren't coming in and messing up the combat sports. So when is it going to end?
Are they messing up the combat sports?
I don't know. I mean, maybe they're just bringing a different audience to combat sports.
Audience equals ratings. Ratings equal dollars. What's the problem?
And they're doing it. They're making they're generating income for sure.
And they train physically. They do box. I mean, what's the problem?
Yeah. I don't know.
The only thing I could say is probably the propagation of it and the marketing of it is could come off a little disrespectful, but
I just hope that if they keep going, I hope they just become professional and let's just make it real. I don't want any more of these like fake fights. Like, I don't need just for you guys showing up to.
Well, we already got WWE for that, right? WWE.
Careful, we got one of our WWE guys in the chat.
Hey,
Eric,
you know this is fake. You know it's a storyline. Like, where's the lie? Like, I'm not lying.
I tried. I really tried to do Chris a favor and watch some of these WWEs, but I can't do it. It's just, I can't do it. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Other hot topic. We got to talk about it. Your Lakers.
Oh, I mean, I know. Before we get into my Lakers team, Golden Knights and Avalanche are playing tonight. We got a whole bunch of games. Yeah. It's 1-1 right now, tied in the first period. All right.
That's after we got blown out on Sunday by the Avalanche.
Yeah, but there was Mark Fleury, and he was trying to make it. I mean, these guys are tired. They just came off of a wild thuggery series with Minnesota. There's no way they could come back on a Sunday and win. I mean,
well, I'm not saying they could have, but it was extreme. And then also we lost to Reeves during last game on Sunday, so I think he's been suspended for 2 games.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But that's common. We always lose Reeves. So what's new?
Is Fleury back? Flurry back
I don't
in,
know if
or
Fleury's back. He
Leonard?
might be back in, but he wasn't in game one. He needed the rest, and
I know he did. Yeah, I get it.
This is what it is, you know.
But someone told me that it was in Leonard's contract that if he plays like 5 games in the playoffs, he gets a bonus. So I'm just hoping that even if he misses his bonus, because
well, we need to win.
Fleury's been on fire for the playoffs, so I'm all for that. He also was announced as one of the finalists for the Vezina Trophy. Vezina. So for NHL's top goaltender, he's one of the 3. Yeah. This is his first nomination in his 17-year career.
That's crazy. That's insane. But I'm glad he's getting watched now.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully he wins it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, you want to talk about my Lakers?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know, AD's out. We knew that, but AD had a poor game the night before. But so, where was Schroeder? Where was the rest of where were the Lakers at? Were they somewhere else?
I was at work, so I didn't really see the game.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened with the dismantling of this series, if you will. AD missing him is a factor. I'm not gonna blame the players so much as I will Vogel. I feel like you've got a deep bench with THT and Montrezl Harrell, and you didn't want to play them and when it was an opportune moment. Can LeBron carry this team on his back? No, not so much. He hasn't been that guy in quite some time if you've watched Laker games. So I know Snoop was dissing him on the passive play, and usually when Snoop disses, we have a wake-up call and they play better the next game. But honestly, Mel, I don't think we should drag this on any longer. I think even if we were to win this series, what are we doing the next series? This is a serious injury for AD. I don't think he can come back in just a few games. I think he's needs to rest. I say let's rest, regroup, and we try it again next season, and we draft better talent, or we get. To me, Kuz is the one that needs to go. Like, if anybody needs to go, he should have been traded. We should have kept a couple of other people and had Kuz go. Kuz has been the one that has been the no-show of this series. I'm not going to get on Schroeder. I'm not going to get on any of the other guys. Andre Drummond has stepped up tremendously, being low in the paint. But it's Kuz. Where are you, sir? I liked you when your hair was blonde, sir. When your hair was blonde and you were like a baby lord, golden lord, you were shooting them out the park. Now that your hair is like close to mine or darker, we get buckets. So I need you to dye that hair blonde again. I need something to happen. And
nothing's to be said because, the Suns played a great game. Devin Booker had, tremendous effort.
Ball back, Yeah. I don't want the excuse to be, well, we had no AD, so that's why the Lakers lost. No, I think we were getting even a little outplayed with AD, but I don't blame our players as much as I blame the coach. Because you guys do have talent. I mean, that's to have that much talent. It seems like why wasn't the whole team? If you're struggling that much by 30 points at halftime, why not switch it up? Throw some new faces in there just to see what can change. I mean, I think it's a little too late for that because they should have switched that up earlier. They don't know how to play in this real time right now because they didn't play this throughout the series. So to throw them in there now, it's kind of like, okay, we weren't really ready for this like that. What do we do?
Right.
So I don't know. The Lakers are banged up, Kente. Yeah, they are. I mean, just regroup and I'll admit, loud and wrong. I thought we could do a back-to-back. I really had the hopes and the aspirations for us to do that, and it's not happening. Yeah, Kuz gotta go. Yeah, we've been saying this. And shout out to my Vegas Lakers group because we will be watching Game 6 tomorrow at the Art House. That's downtown over there on 3rd Street. If you need details as far as address and stuff, just hit us up in the DM. I can give that to you. It's a really great Las Vegas Lakers support group and network because we will need our support tomorrow. It is not.
Well, I mean, pretty. You're back in LA, so at least you got the home crowd, if nothing else.
We do have the home crowd, if nothing else, and it's cool, but they're banged up.
But can we talk about LeBron walking off the court like 4th quarter?
He's sour grapes all day. He's sour grapes. I mean, he did that in Cleveland at times when he didn't get his way, or
I just
felt upset and defeated. Like, it's sour grapes. His on-court antics are ridiculous. Off-court, I love the guy.
Yes.
On-court, I love his game too at times, but he is just getting to that age where he is turning into the old man of get the kids off my lawn. I'm sour grapes all the time, or I'm gonna whine. I'm gonna roll on the ground, pitch like a BF, as our previous host or guest said. Yeah. And that's it. You don't.
I mean, my thing is like, as a team, like, how do you go back in the locker room and be like, yo, just like you don't leave us out there, even though I know we're losing, but you can't even sit there and be in.
The frustration is real with him. If the frustration is that real, then do something about it. Elevate
Yeah,
your
say
team.
something.
Make them be better. You know, I know you can only do so much. We predicted that this was going to be an L this game anyway. He did put up his double numbers, you know, but they game 6, I don't know what to say. I don't know what's going to happen. I think we're banged up. I think it's a wrap.
All I can say is that you got game 6 at home. If nothing else, it goes back to Phoenix, and who knows? I mean, I think I don't think the Lakers are as guaranteed as they were. I think it's still able to happen, but you know, who knows? Then again, like you said,
you got to go in the second round.
Well, not only that, but they'll be playing, 7-game series, and all these teams right now, they're all, being done after 5. So there's going to be a lot of rest for some teams too. So
I don't know. I don't either. Atlanta closed out New York. Lead the series 4-1. So that's a wrap.
Go ahead, Trae Young.
In the can today. Trae Young talking mess, pushing opposition.
And that was in New York too, wasn't it? Today?
Yes, it was. Shut that down. Yeah.
Shut Spike
so we put
down.
them a bit. Yeah, shut Spike and the rest of the company.
And the Utah game is on now, and that's 3-1 as well. Utah and Grizzlies.
Yeah, and Clippers game is also on, and that series is tied 2-2, and that's the one that's on. As well. So it's a lot of games. Wild summer.
I mean,
100 degrees here today, and wild on TV.
That's why I got my little head wrap scarf on today, because I was like, I've been out, had my hair up. There wasn't nothing changing before.
You know, it should make a Pacific cooler of headbands. Like it's wet and it's like it just keeps you cool and chill, and just put it right there on your forehead like that. Wouldn't that be dope?
Yes. Kente said he loves your honesty about your Lakers. Mo will keep it 100.
I'm a fan. Real fans will know.
Real fans know. Truth. We're not like Cowboy fans. We're not like Cowboy fans.
Delusionals. Yeah, the delusionals. I'm gonna keep it real for sure. I know.
Dame Dollar last night with the mega performance, clutch 3 to push into second overtime. But they lost.
So again, are we giving participation points for Dame Dollar? Because he again said in his post conference, that matters not to me. We still lost.
Yeah.
I think it's a phenomenal feat. I think it's great. But this is where we have a problem with giving participation points to people who don't win.
And I don't think it's so much participation. I feel like you would recognize, like, wow, that was a performance. Yeah, I know you lost.
Where's the rest of your team? You're dropping 55 with CJ. Where are you guys? Come on. That's the same rationale I have with James Harden, dropping 50, dropping 80, dropping all the stuff, and they won not one ring whatsoever.
Well, and that's why there's a problem with Portland. This is what Portland does. I mean, they haven't succeeded in that.
They have big games. They have great superstar scoring. Yeah. Dame probably needs to pick up his bags and come to LA or something. This may not be the franchise for him. But
don't push him to LA, Mo.
55. Hey. We all need somebody. Hey, we'll take Zach too. We'll take whatever. We need shooters. 55 is quite the phenom. He did surpass Klay Thompson's record of the most points scored in the playoff series, threes in that playoff series. Mm-hmm. Great work. But again, are we awarding these participants? You lost the game. It would have meant more to me that you pushed this hard to go into double overtime and you didn't, and you won. But to go into double overtime and lose still, that's kind of I'm sorry, fam. Come on, son. It's a little embarrassing. I'm sorry. It's a little embarrassing.
Well, at least it wasn't like a do or die game. At least they didn't get knocked out.
No,
you know what I mean?
Didn't. It didn't knock them out. But to go double overtime, all that energy, all that effort, and you still couldn't close. Dame is definitely not the issue. But it's embarrassing. Ooh. I'd feel some type of way. It's like, dang, I gave all my heart out on here, dropping 55 and doing all this stuff, and we still lost. Like, I don't know. I'd probably go in my locker room and cry. I probably would. Now,
Dame could go to Chicago. I'd be down with that.
Oh yeah. I don't know if his rap career will make it in Chicago. Well, yeah, actually,
maybe. I mean, we might get a little extra. He get,
It could. I like Dame Dollar though. As a lyricist, he's phenomenal. His songs are great. He's winning there all day. But the 55, that's cool. But y'all lost at the end of the day. Like, okay, moving on.
Yeah,
y'all gotta win those. You dropping that many points. Same thing I say about James Harden. Score all those points. Don't win a championship.
So how about these Nets though? What about the Nets? Because we see they've already they've secured their round 1. They're on to round 2. They're now sitting back, relaxed, and waiting.
Because the rest could be either good or bad for them. You either keep the momentum going and roll into the next series, or you get too lackadaisy and you lose game 1 against Philly or Milwaukee or whoever you got next up on this thing. You know. And I'm not going to count Philadelphia out because they got a coach again.
No.
Doc Rivers is revisited. He's a better Eastern Conference coach than he is a Western Conference coach. They're balling out. Milwaukee's showing up.
Yeah.
I'm not going to count those other teams out just yet. But
and
Brooklyn
Philly
is looking
won
pretty
tonight
fire.
without Embiid, without
without
as
Embiid.
well.
But they got a coach. There's a difference.
Yeah.
You got somebody that actually knows the Eastern Conference and knows the game. You got a coach. There's a difference.
That's
Doc
why
was
they
no
call them
coach over there in
coaches. You
Clipperland.
gotta have it.
He
You
was
gotta
a
have
coach in
it.
Clipperland. He couldn't effectively motivate the player, do whatever he needed to do over there. And speaking of East, you got Boston Celtics now. Danny Ainge is now retiring. So their head coach is burnt out after all his career. He wants to go up.
He's like, I'll take it. I got it.
He said, I'll take it. I want out. I want out of this coaching thing.
I'm
And coaching can be
cool
very
on this
stressful.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's young enough and hip enough, and he probably can. You know, I have to give it up to Danny Ainge though, because he was the one that put the whole Paul Pierce
Got the whole
and,
mega
Allen
trio.
He put the mega deals together. Kevin Garnett, he got all them into one room. So, you know, it's not an Ainge is not gonna be forgotten. He's definitely a legend. He's a basketball legend at first, anyway.
Of course.
But
Of course.
he's ready to retire, and that's what it is. Same with Coach K. It's time. It's long overdue. It's long overdue.
It's like 7. I didn't realize he was 74.
Oh yeah,
I had
and Coach
no
K
idea.
is a very nice guy. I met Coach K, and I thought he was the dopest thing. He bought some socks for me one time.
Oh, he
Super
did?
cool. Tall too. I didn't realize how tall he was, but very
Really?
cool.
I hadn't realized
Very
that he was that
nice.
tall.
He's tall
Huh.
like a basketball player. I was like,
I mean,
oh my God, Coach K.
24 straight NCAA appearances from 96 to 2009. 24 straight.
time.
Like,
It's time, sir.
yeah. It's
Godspeed.
definitely past his time.
After
You know,
this season,
he's
time.
he's got 5 championships there. I mean, passed the baton, but now curious to know, you know, I think they said it was his assistant coach possibly that would be getting
Right.
the call up, but that's some big shoes to fill.
Sure is. Talk about pressure. I would need to be calling him on a regular basis. Like, what
Yeah.
do I do?
Yeah, Coach K is
What
a
do I
legend.
do?
He would have to be on the, automatic dial. He's like on your phase list.
I'm
I mean,
FaceTiming you this practice right now. I need you to know what I need you to tell me what you think.
tell me which one is running wrong.
All of that.
But
All of
congrats
that.
to him. Also,
Yeah.
congrats to both of our guys, Marshawn Lynch, because he was one of the nominees for the College Football Hall of Fame.
Oh,
Along with
great.
Reggie Bush, Andrew
Okay.
Luck, and
Okay.
Marshawn, as well as like 78 others. I think they finally tell you who the final inductees are, like in early next year. But
Oh, that's
hey,
great.
that's great. That's
And I like
wonderful.
Andrew Luck too. I've always been an Andrew Luck fan. I always said if I wasn't a Raiders fan, I'd probably be a Colts fan along with the New Orleans Saints. But I always like Luck, and that's a great accomplishment for him as well. And Reggie
Big
Bush.
time.
I mean, they all need to be in that. That's great.
It should be interesting, that's for sure.
Should be.
So our aces, we'll get to them before we get out of here.
They lost to the Sun.
Well, we played this on. This is the same team that we had that Liz and Coach Miller went head to head with in the Sun. When they were here in Vegas, they go out there yesterday. I already knew that Liz was about to go off because she's coming now to prove a point, and she did. Liz had 28 points. She had a not only I think a season high, but I kind of feel like it was her career high too. I think it
was it 24 or 28?
28.
28. Wow.
I think, yeah.
For a
7
big for a center,
rebounds,
that's
2
dope.
assists. She came out to play. The only thing is that everybody else was kind of like, it's a tough game. The Sun are girl. They 2 of the best defenses in WNBA. It's a hard game for them. So we got the loss out there, which was unfortunate.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But we did, like Natalie said, they blew out the Fever on Friday and Sunday. There was
And
that
was the highest
big
scoring game
games.
they've had this whole season so far. That was a big coup. And that was the biggest loss deficit that the Fevers had this season. We blew the brakes off of them, which was good. Still like their unis though.
Yeah, I know. They're nice. There's interesting stuff happening with the Sky. So, Keaton Nurse shot a running 3-pointer from beyond the 3-point line to win the game against the Mercury against the Sky as time was expiring. But now I've been looking through all these WNBA groups, and there's a big question as to what's going on with the Sky. They went and made all these big deals to trade for Candace Parker. They've come out and they're struggling this season.
And then they just did a trade too, didn't they? Didn't they just?
Yeah, they just did another trade to get rid of. It's like I don't know if
Yeah.
there's something that's going on with the GM or the back office there, the front office, because it just seems like you made all these moves to get Candace. Now you're making more moves for future, draft picks or trades in the future and we're not even in mid-season yet.
Probably because they're trying to find a value for their investment with Candace Parker, and it's not paying out. So now they're scrambling to try to make it work. Sounds like
that's a lot.
I mean, that's what it sounds like.
I wanted to give a girl power shout out as well to the Seattle Storm's new head coach, Noelle Quinn.
Okay.
Not only, another woman that's coaching for the WNBA, which is very needed. She's also another Black woman that's coaching for the WNBA. She's 36. Like, she's younger than Sue Bird, who's one of her players. Like, this girl is amazing. She had a long career in the WNBA. She was assistant coach for Seattle for 2 years before the head coach retired. And they got their first win yesterday over the Fever, too. So it's great to see that. She, their last Seattle's been around for almost the whole 25 years. They've only had 8 or 9 coaches. Like, she's the 9th coach for that whole time. So really impressed with that. And it's great to see that there are more women coaches being hired right now.
Yeah.
Especially
Everybody's wanting to shout out to Dre Day because he's always posting with Pop possibly retirement. It's rumored that he should call it quits, that they want. Well, even not if he doesn't retire, but for the new head coach for Boston, he put out there Becky Hammond. Why not have Becky Hammond?
Why not
take the reins of being the head coach of the Celtics? I see nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of coaches that people would love to have that position, but to have the first woman actually, can you imagine on the NBA? I can see it. I would get
a Celtics jersey for that.
I ain't getting no Celtics jersey. I'm not gonna go.
I know you won't,
being a Lakers fan, but I mean,
I'd get a Celtics jersey that just said Hammond on the back.
I would be just proud that that's an accomplishment that we could see happening.
Yeah. Anywhere, just she deserves that. She's put in time. She's
put in a lot of time.
Yeah. I know you had some fashion that we didn't bring up.
Yeah, I was going to show the pictures of Dame Dollar, but that's all right. Like I said, he's got great participation points. We celebrate the participation points.
I mean, but just look at that, though.
I mean, it's clean. I love it. I love the neutral.
It was clean.
Again with the bag, high break in the athletic leisure, the athletic luxury sneakers. One thing about Dame Dollar is he's not, and assuming, because I know the watch, the price point of the watch was only $315. It was to solve. So that's not bad. He wears Oakley shades. He doesn't really go high end on his spectrum. He will, but he has a good moderate range.
He doesn't need to.
Listen, I could throw in the low price point stuff too and still look clean and finished. I wish more men would look this way. You don't have to have his physique to pull off this look. There are pants available for you to wear these kind of things.
That's great.
I do like how clean, and I like the neutrals. I like neutrals. I like if you stick to a uniform of black. I see that's even cool too. I like that too.
Who is this?
That's
I can't even.
That's Dame Dollar. That's another one. That's Dame. And
is
that's
it?
That watch. Yeah,
I didn't even recognize him.
And that's the watch. That's the watch that's only like $315 to sew. And it's a nice timepiece to have on your wrist. I wish I'd see more people wearing timepieces. I know we get these smart watches and they are very pricey as well. Yeah. But it'd be nice to see on the men, if you're gonna dress up. I don't like to see the look of you suited and booted and then you got a smartwatch on your wrist. You might want to have the timepiece kind of go with.
Or you can at least get a smartwatch with get a nice chain linked, Yeah,
you can dress it up. I've seen that where they have the chain links and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's a smartwatch. It's more activity than anything. Timepieces are forever. Look on the dial, see the self movement, see all the class that goes into that. You can judge a person by the nice watch that they have to a certain degree, kind of size them up and know what they kind of look like or what they stand for, if you will. Yeah. Get your watches on, gents. Suit up, gents. I'm just out there telling. I'm sick of seeing the athleisure. I'm sick of seeing the jersey. Sick of seeing the sagging. Suit up.
And please don't have a watch that's hanging off your wrist. I hate when guys have those loose, like you borrowed your boy's watch, but it's not sized to you. Like there's links, you take them out.
Yeah, they can take the links out at the store you purchased it, people. You could take it to another store and have the links taken out. Nordstrom takes links out of watches. We do it all the time. We don't know if you got it from us. We don't know where you got it from, but we have the tools to take out the links of the watch. Should be no excuses on that. I don't know. I mean, if you're worried about it falling, They wouldn't do that with a Rolex. So why would you do it with this watch? Makes no sense.
Well, and because here's my philosophy is it's not your watch. That's why you can't get it linked, because you're borrowing it, or you took it out your brother or your homeboy's closet real quick, and you got to put it back. In the way
it's that in the long break of the pants. It's that covers the shoe, and you don't get them tailored. It's all of those things. I could go on a whole thing about this. I don't want to get into it right now.
And I did want to also. There's a new shoe coming out that I'm waiting for supposedly in the fall. There's not a date yet, but this is the new ambush. Nike Dunk.
Yes, the ambush.
Last time.
The ambush
I'm
is dope.
all over this one.
Yes.
Now, if the swoosh were navy, I would be on any resale paying for whatever. Now, it's not.
So the ambush's resale start at like $500.
Oh yeah, that's why I need to be.
Ambush is going to be.
I'm setting alarms.
Even more. Now, I almost pulled the trigger on a pink ambush they have on StockX, which is a high like fuchsia with the monotone swoosh.
I remember that one.
They only want a couple $100 for it. I was thinking about it, but I was like, oh no. But that green does go hard. I did see that. And then also Nike on its last attempt of a release is going to do a Kobe Forever Pronto. Fire. If I don't get that shoe, I'm tearing everybody up. Stay away from me.
What is that supposed to come out?
8 and the 24. They haven't set a date. It's supposed to be later on this year. We don't know if it's going to be a Christmas release. I don't know when it's coming, but it's a Kobe Forever. I've never been a fan of the Prontos. I missed out on the Grinch ones, but these black ones with the Mamba type of pattern design of the snake, and then it's got the lettering on the back, the numbers. I need that shoe. I need that shoe. That would be my only Kobe Bryant shoe. I might consider getting a pair of LeBrons once he retired. I just need to see a decent pair of LeBrons. I don't feel like LeBron shoes are really that.
I'm not a fan of his shoes.
Like I could get a Kyrie before his, or KD, because KD and Pearls was me all day. I wanted those so badly. But the LeBrons just don't do it for me. Unless they come out with a good colorway of that shoe, then maybe I'll go for it. But I don't know.
It's just a style of the shoe that I've never been fond of, I guess. But yeah, I'm ready for that.
It's not a popping shoe. It just doesn't do it for me. It doesn't speak to me. Yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, that's it for today. We've got some more hockey and basketball to watch tonight. Enjoy your Wednesday. Make sure you check back with us next week. We will keep it going. We're excited. Continue to share, subscribe on our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, join our Facebook group, and we will catch you next week.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
We outro.